audio interview on my YouTube channel. I am hoping soon to be able to get video interviews up here for you, so you definitely want to stay tuned. However, we are here to discuss Prisoners of the Ghostland. I was given an amazing opportunity by Letterboxd's Horrorville to interview Bill Moseley, who stars in this film. And I am a huge fan of Bill Moseley. I have been a fan since House of a Thousand Corpses came out. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And getting to see him in Prisoners of the Ghostland was definitely a treat. And I actually saw Prisoners of the Ghostland at Sundance. But for those of you who didn't get that opportunity, I'll share a really brief synopsis. In the treacherous frontier city of Samurai Town, a ruthless bank robber, portrayed by Nicolas Cage, is sprung from jail by wealthy warlord the Governor, who is actually portrayed by Bill Moseley, whose adopted granddaughter, Bernice, has gone missing. The Governor offers the prisoner his freedom in exchange for retrieving the runaway. Strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct within 5 days, the bandit sets off on a journey to find the young woman and his own path for redemption. So let's get started with this interview. Hello.
Hello, Sarah. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I just wanted to start by telling you I'm a huge fan. I actually met you here in Arizona at Horror Find in 2004, so it has been a long time.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad we're both alive and well.
Yeah. So first question I have for you is that I noticed that you tend to gravitate towards kind of the outlandish villain roles, like Chop Top, Mr. Suitcase, Otis, Luigi Largo, and now the Governor. What draws you to this type of role?
I like to play, so I think, and I have a sense of humor, so that certainly, is part of it. It is what I do for a living, so that, certainly that draws me as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen you do, other roles, they're a little bit more low-key, but I feel like you really just stand out in these really specific, outlandish roles.
Well, I maybe it's because I'm not really that outlandish in my, quote, normal life, unquote. I'm a homeowner with 2 grown daughters and, a loving wife. So, and a cute little dog named Scampers.
Oh. What kind of dog? I have to ask. I'm a dog person. What kind of dog?
She's a little white terrier Chihuahua mix.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs.
So cute.
They're my life.
Cute. So anyway, I'm kind of, don't do that normally. I'm not that character in, my life. And I don't really necessarily long to be that character to walk into my local supermarket and, go all Chop Top or Otis or Luigi on them. So it's so much fun. It's so much fun to be given permission, I think, to play crazy characters, to hit people on the head with claw hammers and to say, lick my plate, you dog dick. And I am the devil. I'm here to do the devil's work. And, all these
Tutti
wonderful.
fucking fruity.
Tutti fucking fruity. All these lines. I mean, it's just so much fun. And I think what it does is it gets my exuberance up. And I just love to go for it.
Awesome.
And it's just so much fun to get paid to play these crazy characters, to get into makeup. It's something. It's something that I probably always loved to do, and didn't realize you could actually make a living at it. I come from the Midwest, and my dad was ran a company that made tank cars for freight trains, and so there was a real sense of that work ethic and. You get up and you make your wage and you get early and you do the blue collar thing and there was not there wasn't any suggestion that a career as an actor, God forbid, would be a real career. That would be like maybe an avocation, certainly, but not a vocation. And when I did Chop Top, I realized, my God, you can you can actually make money doing this. And I think that added to my my exuberance that you could actually have a career as, an actor and do these crazy parts and, have so much fun doing them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, oh gosh. So this was Sion Sono's first English language film, and I remember seeing Suicide Club when I was in college. So like, I sort of knew what to expect, but I don't know that we can ever be ready for his films.
Right.
Was working for him different than working with other directors, and if so, how?
Well, certainly the language barrier, or the language difference, I wouldn't call it a barrier. I would say the language difference made it a little different than working with, most, English-speaking directors, which I mostly do. But I found that it was very interesting because doing the movie, a lot of times Sion and I would communicate with smiles and hand gestures, and there was a translator on set, and occasionally, we would go through a translator to get more technical communications. But for the most part, I think we just shared a love of the character and of movie making. Like Nick Cage is a consummate professional. I spent a couple of months prior to shooting pounding the lines that I had as the governor, because there was a lot of technical information and a lot of story information in what I had to say. So it was very specific. So I worked really, really hard to get those lines, and I think by the time I showed up, I was pretty proficient at it. So it was one of those deals where and Rob Zombie is very much like that. Toby Hooper was like that, which is where they are. They have, their confidence has already been given you by selecting you to play a certain part, and then they just they also retain the wonder and the happiness to watch you work and to bring their vision, to help bring their vision to life. I remember working with Toby Hooper, I was pounding on poor LG's head in the radio station, and I'm hitting him with a claw hammer, and we probably had done 12 takes of the same shot, and we had to reset, and Tom Savini's pumping blood, and poor LG, he's kicking and spitting, and I'm pounding away with his hammer, making up things like, if I had a hammer, or 1 and a 2 and a 3, and I'm pounding away, and we did it 12 times, and Toby goes, yeah, that was great, Bill. Let's just do it one more time. And I remember looking at him a little exasperated. I said, well, Toby, am I doing something wrong? And he goes, oh, hell no, Bill. I'm just having fun watching you. I was like, that's kind of, when you get that with, like a Rob Zombie or Sion Sono or Toby Hooper, you hear that and you just see that they're, just kids having fun, that this is coming, it's like they're watching this movie, the guts of the movie being made in front of them, the magic in front of them. And it's so much fun. That just fires me up. So, that just, makes me happier in my work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. Like, I love hearing that, this experience is similar to, like, working with, like, Rob Zombie, because I'm a huge Firefly trilogy fan. The hill I die on is that 3 from Hell is exponentially better than Devil's Rejects, because I was that person in the theater when I saw Devil's Rejects, like, sobbing at the end, like, full-on ugly cry. And, so I'm a huge fan.
Me too, by the way.
What's that?
I said me too. Me too, in terms of, sobbing at the end, like, no.
I'm doing a horror.
But by the way, thank you for that nice comment about 3 from Hell. A lot of people, did not have the same feelings about it, and
that's okay,
and I thought it
but
was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought
they're
it was
wrong.
fantastic, especially when you consider that, they almost pulled the plug when it was revealed that Sid was sick. And Rob almost overnight had to rewrite the script, and of course introducing Foxy, and he's so lucky that the only person that Lionsgate wanted was Richard Brake, and of course he was available. He was contacted in Spain, and flew over, and so the whole thing was so precarious, in its inception, that I just And, of course, you don't go into a theater and say, folks, before you see this movie, let me give you some backstory, and then you'll have some different feelings about it. I mean, basically just, it is what it is. What's on the screen is all you really need to know about. But just knowing how, what a difficult birth it was, I'm especially proud of it and proud of Rob. I thought Rob was really just did an amazing job directing it and writing it.
Last question is, I'm doing a horror movie challenge where people have to watch 100 horror movies that they've never seen. What are 3 deep cut horror movies that you would recommend to people?
That they've never seen. Wow.
Something lesser known, not like A House of a Thousand Corpses, but maybe something you're a fan of that might not be seen by mainstream audiences.
Well, if mainstream audiences haven't seen I Saw the Devil, they should definitely check that out. What I also liked? I certainly love one of my favorites. Of course, 2 of my favorites are Carnival of Souls and the original Island of Lost Souls. And also, there is a Japanese movie. I'll have to get back to you because the name's eluding me right now. But it's a mother and daughter. It's black and white, probably in the late.
Is it Kuroneko?
Pardon me?
Is it Kuroneko?
Might be. It's a mother and daughter who waylay samurai in the tall bushes and the tall grass, and they throw them down a hole. Maybe it's called The Hole, or Onibaba. That's what it is.
Ah, okay.
I would recommend that too. Onibaba.
Awesome. Criterion's actually releasing that one on Blu-ray this fall, I believe.
No way! It is so good.
They released it on DVD a couple of years, several years ago, and now it's finally getting the Blu-ray treatment. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Nice. It is so good.
Awesome.
So those are my 3. Going back in time.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I know that you have other interviews to do today, so I just wanted to thank you so much and tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
My pleasure. Really good to talk to you, Sarah, and I'm sure we'll see each other later.
Yes, have a good one.